Beef Bourguignon, a name that resonates with culinary enthusiasts around the world. Just the name conjures up images of cozy French bistros, where the aroma of slow-cooked meals fills the air and hearty, soul-satisfying dishes are served with love. This dish is a true classic for a reason. It's a staple in French cuisine, celebrated for its depth of flavor and comforting qualities. It's a symphony of flavors and textures, with tender beef that melts in your mouth, earthy mushrooms that add a robust character, and a rich savory sauce that ties everything together in perfect harmony. This is no ordinary stew. It's an experience, a journey through the heart of French culinary tradition. Get ready to impress your friends and family with this timeless French masterpiece. It's a dish that brings people together, creating memories around the dinner table. Beef Bourguignon is perfect for a chilly evening or a special occasion. Its warmth and richness make it an ideal centerpiece for any gathering. It's the kind of dish that gets better with time. As it sits, the flavors continue to meld and develop, becoming even more delicious. The flavors meld and deepen, making it even more delicious the next day. It's a dish that rewards patience and anticipation. Don't be intimidated by the seemingly long process. Each step is an opportunity to infuse love and care into your cooking. We'll guide you through each step, ensuring that you can recreate this classic dish with confidence and ease. With a little patience and love, you'll be rewarded with a culinary triumph that will make you proud. So gather your ingredients, tie on your apron, and let's get cooking. Together, we'll create a dish that not only tastes amazing but also tells a story of tradition and passion. Before we embark on this culinary adventure, let's gather our trusty ingredients. This is where we lay the foundation for our masterpiece. Every ingredient plays a crucial role in creating the harmonious blend of flavors. Freshness and quality are key here, so don't be afraid to splurge a little. For our star, the beef, we'll need about 3 pounds of boneless chuck roast cut into 1-inch cubes. Next, we'll need some smoky bacon, about 6 ounces, diced. To add depth and richness, we'll be using 1 cup of dry red wine. Don't skimp on the wine. A good quality Burgundy or Pinot Noir will do wonders. Now that we've assembled our ingredients, let's turn our attention to the heart of the dish, the beef. Pat the beef cubes dry with paper towels. This crucial step ensures proper browning and prevents excess moisture. Season the beef generously with salt and freshly ground black pepper. Don't be shy with the seasoning. Heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a large Dutch oven or heavy-bottomed pot over medium-high heat. Working in batches, sear the beef cubes on all sides until they develop a rich golden brown crust. This should take about 5 to 7 minutes per batch. Remember, we're not cooking the beef through at this stage, just creating a flavorful crust. With the beef beautifully browned, it's time to build the foundation of our sauce. Remove the beef from the pot and set it aside. To the same pot, add the diced bacon. Cook over medium heat, stirring occasionally until the bacon is crisp and rendered. Use a slotted spoon to transfer the bacon to a plate lined with paper towels, reserving the bacon fat in the pot. Add 1 cup of chopped yellow onion to the pot with the bacon fat. Cook, stirring occasionally, until the onion is softened and translucent, about 5 minutes. Next, add 4 cloves of minced garlic and cook for another minute, stirring constantly until fragrant. The aroma of garlic infusing with the bacon fat is pure culinary magic. Section 5. The slow dance of braising. This is where the magic happens in the kitchen, where simple ingredients are transformed into something extraordinary. Now comes the transformative part, braising. It's a method that requires patience but rewards you with deep, rich flavors. Pour 1 cup of the dry red wine into the pot, letting it mingle with the other ingredients, scraping up any browned bits from the bottom. These bits are the essence of flavor. These flavorful bits, known as fond, are packed with flavor. They are the secret to a rich and complex dish. Bring the wine to a simmer and cook for a few minutes, allowing it to reduce slightly, allowing the alcohol to cook off. This step is crucial for developing the depth of flavor. Stir in 2 cups of beef broth, which will add a rich savory base to the dish. 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, which will give the sauce a nice body and a hint of sweetness. 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, and 1 bay leaf. These herbs will infuse the dish with their aromatic qualities. Bring the mixture to a boil, ensuring all the flavors meld together, then reduce the heat to low, cover the pot, and let it simmer gently. Simmer gently for at least 3 hours, allowing the flavors to develop and the meat to tenderize or until the beef is fork tender. This is when you know it's ready. This slow braising process works wonders, turning a tough cut of meat into something truly special, breaking down the tough fibers of the beef and making it incredibly tender, and transforming it into melt-in-your-mouth goodness. The result is a dish that's both comforting and luxurious, perfect for any occasion. Section 6. The perfect sautéed mushrooms. While the beef is braising, let's turn our attention to the mushrooms. Mushrooms add an earthy depth and delightful texture to our beef bourguignon. Clean and trim 1 pound of cremini mushrooms. If the mushrooms are small, you can leave them whole. If they are larger, cut them into halves or quarters. Heat 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of olive oil in a large skillet over medium heat. Add the mushrooms and cook, stirring occasionally until they're golden brown and tender, about 8 to 10 minutes. Season the mushrooms with salt and pepper to taste. Set the mushrooms aside until ready to add to the stew. Section 7. Incorporating the supporting cast. After the beef has braised for about 2.5 hours, it's time to introduce our supporting cast of vegetables. Add 1 pound of peeled and sliced carrots and 1 pound of peeled pearl onions to the pot with the braising liquid. Give everything a gentle stir, making sure the vegetables are submerged in the liquid. Cover the pot and continue to simmer for another 30 minutes or until the vegetables are tender. The carrots and pearl onions will add sweetness and a delightful visual appeal to our beef bourguignon. As they simmer, they'll release their flavors into the sauce, creating a symphony of tastes. Once the vegetables are tender, it's time for the final touches. Remove the beef and vegetables from the pot using a slotted spoon and set them aside. In a small bowl, whisk together 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour with 2 tablespoons of cold water until smooth. This mixture, known as a slurry, will help thicken the sauce to the perfect consistency. Slowly whisk the slurry into the simmering sauce and cook, stirring constantly until the sauce thickens slightly. This should take about 2 to 3 minutes. Be sure to whisk constantly to prevent lumps from forming. We want our sauce silky smooth. Section 9. Achieving peak tenderness. Now it's time to reunite the beef and vegetables with the sauce. Return the beef, vegetables, bacon and sautéed mushrooms to the pot. Stir gently to combine and heat through. At this stage, the beef should be incredibly tender, practically falling apart. Taste the stew and adjust the seasoning with salt and pepper as needed. If the sauce is too thick, you can thin it out with a little extra beef broth. If it's not thick enough, simmer it uncovered for a few more minutes to allow some of the liquid to evaporate. Section 10. Serving your masterpiece. Congratulations, you've created a masterpiece. Ladle the steaming beef bourguignon into bowls and serve it immediately. For a truly authentic French experience, serve it with a side of crusty bread for sopping up the delicious sauce. A sprinkle of fresh parsley adds a pop of color and freshness. Beef bourguignon is also fantastic, served over mashed potatoes, egg noodles, or polenta. The creamy starchiness of these sides complements the rich flavors of the stew perfectly. Section 11. Tips for success. Here are a few essential tips to ensure your beef bourguignon turns out absolutely perfect. First, pat the beef dry with paper towels. This step is crucial for proper browning and prevents the beef from steaming instead of searing. When the beef is too wet, it won't brown properly. Also, don't overcrowd the pan. Sear the beef in batches to ensure even browning. If you add too much beef at once, the temperature of the pan drops and the meat will steam rather than sear. Deglaze the pot. Scraping up the browned bits from the bottom of the pot adds incredible depth of flavor to the sauce. These caramelized bits, known as fond, are packed with flavor. Simmer gently. Low and slow is the key to tender beef. Cooking the stew gently allows the flavors to develop and the beef to become melt-in-your-mouth tender. Taste and adjust. Seasoning is key. Taste the stew throughout the cooking process and adjust the salt and pepper as needed. This ensures that the flavors are balanced and the seasoning is just right. Let it rest. Allow the beef bourguignon to rest for at least 10 minutes before serving. This resting period lets the flavors meld together and the sauce to thicken slightly. This final step is crucial for achieving the perfect consistency and flavor. By following these tips, you'll ensure your beef bourguignon is a culinary masterpiece every time. Section 12. Conclusion. Bon appétit! There you have it, a classic beef bourguignon fit for a king. This dish is a true labor of love, but the results are well worth the effort. With its rich flavors, tender beef, and hearty vegetables, it's the perfect meal to warm you up from the inside out. So gather your loved ones, pour yourself a glass of wine, and savor every delicious bite of this French culinary triumph. Bon appétit!